Ladies and gentlemen, the next generation of Nintendo consoles are right around the corner. And I truly cannot wait to play this console. It's going to be so fun. And so many of our favorite franchises are going to show up on this new console and get new entries. And there's a good chance a lot of those games will go down as some of the greatest games of all time. Whether that be Mario, Pokemon, Kirby, Metroid, or, the one that I want to talk about the most today. And that is the next mainline entry in the Legend of Zelda. I think it's shaping up to be something really special. So let's go ahead and get right into this video. So currently, the next mainline Zelda game is being worked on right now. There's been some reports and rumors about it, and then we know there is a Zelda movie coming out, I think, in 2026. In March. I'll be putting the release date on the screen right now. I can't remember exactly, but of course there's going to be a Zelda game right around then, and I think that's going to be the next mainline Zelda game. Well, that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, that would truly mean the world to me. And follow me on Twitter and Instagram so we can keep our communities growing. Yeah, let's start breaking this all down. So like I was saying, the next generation is right around the corner. And currently, we don't really know too much about the next generation Zelda games, right? We do have one solid look right now, and that is the new Hyrule Warriors game. I did play the Hyrule Warriors game on the Switch, and I thought it was okay, right? The quality wasn't that great, or the performance wasn't that great. I think the Switch 2 is going to be better in every way, and the story is canon, which is really cool, so it ties in with Tears of the Kingdom. But other than that, we don't really know much. Now there is a bunch of leaks and rumors saying there's also an Ocarina of Time remake, I believe, not a remaster, a remake being made. And I wonder if that will come out first before a new mainline Zelda game. I think it kind of makes sense for that to come out first, right? But what are Zelda games traditionally? At least 3D Zelda games. And I guess 2D Zelda games are kind of the same, but traditionally, they're more linear experiences. My favorite Zelda games are always the more linear ones. Wind Waker is my favorite. I think it's timeless. I actually prefer Wind Waker over Wind Waker HD. I know, how crazy is that? I love Twilight Princess. I really, really love Skyward Sword HD. I just beat it for the second time, and I think it is such an underrated damn game. It's the first Zelda game chronologically. And I enjoy these more tight experiences. You get to learn all the characters, you get to learn the lore, and you have a pretty straightforward experience. Now every Zelda game does have mysteries and like riddles and hints and secret missions and secret characters and secret items, and there still is so much to go out and explore, but the story is straightforward. And I always think that I enjoy those more because I know where to go and what to do. So I'm almost encouraged to kind of like veer off that path and go find some secrets. And it's just always a perfect experience. Now on the Nintendo Switch, for mainline Zelda games, we started the generation with Breath of the Wild. And I truly think it might be like a top 3 gaming experience of all time for me. Is when you come out of the cave and I can't remember if it's before you do the first 4 shrines, like on the Great Plateau, but when you come out and you look over Hyrule, I truly got goosebumps. I was like, oh my god. And the fact that I experienced it playing handheld, it's truly like a timeless gaming experience. I have now beat Breath of the Wild 3 times. And I'm actually playing around with it right now, waiting for the Switch 2. I'm about like 15 hours in. I don't know if I'm going to beat it again, but it's something that just keep me busy until the Switch 2. But it's an amazing experience. Now, we did also get DLC for Breath of the Wild. The DLC is fine. You get some new items, some new quests. The coolest thing is you get a motorcycle, but it's okay. Now, from what I've heard or read, I think they wanted to make even more DLC or something like that for Breath of the Wild, but then that turned into a new project of Tears of the Kingdom, and it's built off the same engine. So we eventually got Tears of the Kingdom. We also got Link's Awakening and Echoes of Wisdom, which are really cool. I really enjoy the Link's Awakening remake. It's actually one of my favorite Zelda games of all time. Echoes of Wisdom was okay. I feel like it's a must play as a Zelda fan, but I don't think I'll ever play it again, to be honest. But Tears of the Kingdom, I was beyond excited for this game. I could not wait to play this game. And the hype was insane. It felt like almost like how the Switch 2 is coming out. Like there was leaks and rumors daily, and we couldn't imagine how amazing the game was going to be. So before Tears of the Kingdom had came out, I had beat Breath of the Wild 2 times, maybe the 3rd time already. But I loved it, is the point I'm trying to say. So Tears of the Kingdom, that's a no-brainer, right? It's basically, or it was argued that it was more Breath of the Wild. And I started playing the game, and I played it every day, I want to say for like 2 weeks maybe. And then I just stopped. And I don't really know why. I did enjoy it, but I just didn't feel like playing it. And I eventually did beat the game, and I put 80 or 90 hours into it. I was watching a Scott DeWaz video about him comparing Tears of the Kingdom to Breath of the Wild, and watching him talk about the game made me re-interested in the game. So I don't know, it like triggered something in my brain, and then I picked it back up and I put 50 hours into it, beat the game. I think the fight with Ganon at the end is one of the best boss fights in all of gaming. All that being said, I think I still prefer Breath of the Wild over Tears of the Kingdom, but Tears of the Kingdom is great, and I cannot wait to play it again with the Switch 2. I'm gonna play like the Switch 2 upgrade and better graphics, better performance, and I think some extra added stuff, but it's gonna be fun. Now here is the point we are at. The future mainline Zelda games, or Zelda game, the big one that we are gonna get in this generation, and there's a good chance this generation is going to be about 8, 9, 10 years, so we'll probably get 2 giant mainline Zelda games, but let's just talk about the first one, the next big one. So if you were to ask me 2 or 3 weeks ago, what do you want the next mainline Zelda game to be, and what do you think it should be? I would say Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom is cool, but let's go back to the traditional Zelda games. Give me a 60-hour or 50-hour experience, linear, traditional dungeons, traditional bosses. Let's go back to that, right? And I would love that. And I want that. And I don't want to go Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom route, because I think it's done, it's played out, open world, okay, we got it, explore, that's all good. Let's go back to the real Zelda games. It's not just me saying this. Tons of Zelda fans have said the same thing. So much that Aonuma, I believe it was Aonuma, made a post, or it was in like a interview or somewhere, and he was saying, I don't understand why people are saying that, because Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are the best we've ever created, so why go back to something that's less than that? And I was like, well, because that's what Zelda games are. That was until I played Skyrim. I recently started playing Skyrim about 3 weeks ago. I know, 14 years late to the party. I actually made a video about my experience. You should go watch that. But after playing Skyrim for about 50 or 60 hours, something clicked in my head. And then I could see the vision of what Aonuma was kind of saying. Like, why go back to that when we can continue to be greater, make bigger and larger and more impressive games? But I thought, how? You know, Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, how can you make it better than that? But playing a 14-year-old game like Skyrim, I couldn't believe how incredible the game was. How a game 14 years old was just as good as some of the games that are coming out today that are masterpieces. I would explore in Skyrim, and it reminded me of the first time I played Breath of the Wild. I would explore dungeons, and I would find random quests and random NPCs and random items, and you just can't stop playing the game. The first time I played Breath of the Wild, I was on the version 1 Switch, and I would burn up my battery at night. I mean, from full battery to 5 or 10% every single night. And that's when I would stop playing. I would stop playing because I had to. Skyrim gave me that same experience. So I started thinking about the next generation of Zelda games. And hearing Aonuma say, no, we want to continue to advance and to make these games greater. Do I think the next mainline Zelda game, like brand new, I'm not talking about a remake or remaster, the next new entirely Zelda game, should they go back to traditional Zelda? I actually don't think they should now. I was thinking about, give me graphics like Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild, make them way better because it's on the Switch too, and it will be built off an entirely new engine. It's not Tears of the Kingdom being built off Breath of the Wild. So, rebuilding it from the ground up, give me a good story, give me more voice acting. Skyrim is 14 years old and the entire game is voice acted. Come on. Zelda games, like, I need even Link to be voice acted at this point, especially with a movie coming up. I think whoever is going to be Link in the next Zelda movie, go ahead and let him voice act the next mainline Zelda game first, so we kind of get used to that voice, and then it's not like Chris Pratt being Mario, you know what I mean? But make it almost an RPG. And I've heard people argue, say, well, Zelda games are RPGs. You know, you level up, but you don't really level up, but you collect items and you have weapons and you kind of go out and explore. And it's like, okay, I guess. But give me like a skill tree or something. Give me more dialogue options. Make it feel like your choices have consequences, right? Make me feel like I am Link. Don't get me wrong, I do get immersed into all of the Zelda games. I was even playing A Link to the Past a few months ago, and I was like, this is still incredible, still a must-play game. But give me a feeling towards like it's a personal experience. And that's what is great about Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. You kind of have your own experience, but at the same time, it comes to a point where it's like, oh yeah, I remember when I figured that out. There's people still finding new things to do in Skyrim 14 years later. Give us that kind of Zelda moving forward. But I want to know that everything happens like for a reason. Like there's consequences to your actions, and there's a reason why I'm doing something. I'm not doing it just for the sake of I can do it. You know what I mean? I know I'm getting lost in my words right now, but long story short, I think Aonuma's right. I think the next Legend of Zelda mainline game should be bigger and better and just more grand in every single way. Sure, give me a traditional Zelda game anytime, I'll take it, but I'm not sure if that's the right way for them to go in the future. If you want to remake and remaster all the traditional Zelda games, let's just do that, right? But for that next mainline Zelda game, let's have something else groundbreaking like Breath of the Wild was. Ladies and gentlemen, these are just my thoughts on the next mainline Zelda game. I've been thinking about this quite a bit. I have in my notes in my phone that I wrote this idea down like, I don't know, like a week or two ago. And then I swear I woke up the next day and I seen somebody else make a video kind of similar to this. I didn't watch the video, but I was like, damn it, they're gonna think I copied them. But I promise I didn't. But regardless, I just wanted to talk about this because that next generation is right around the corner. Yes, I'm excited for all these games and I'm really excited for the third-party stuff, but that next Legend of Zelda game, there's no telling what it's going to be. So in the comments below, let me know what you guys think about this. If you made it to this part of the video, if you could hit a like and subscribe and follow me on Twitter and Instagram, I would really appreciate if you join this community. And you guys know me, I will see you very soon with a new video. Peace out.